I was leaving at the moment, and it was standing room only. And when I found at 9:40, it was standing room only. Well, I mean, what people can pregame for the Vikings.
Just screen for the meeting. Splash screen for now, but now people can start jumping in.
I guess it's like the first in-person meeting I've done in almost 2 years.
I don't think you've missed much. So.
I know. I do.
Hey, John, I found you a staffer. Found a staff for you. But I just put him on again. Now he's double staffed.
Work that much.
Yes, he can.
It's not that. He has this thing called still access issue.
We don't do that here.
First con that's usually when we test.
No. Oh, also, yeah, I got the radios in this one.
Okay.
All of them.
I mean, to program them, it will literally take a matter of minutes because it's something like pre-created. So we can do that at any point in time. I mean, they came with a programming cable, right?
As far as I know, I got the box this morning. I'll be half an hour before
I was thinking like, oh wait, do I really want to trust him with programming those? Probably not. Plus, it can kind of be a pain in the ass to program them, but yeah, I can get it done like literally anytime. If you want to bring to a meeting sometime, I can do it that way. I mean, okay.
Keep them out.
Yeah, like don't dump them in the locker yet until we get them programmed. But
Eric is receiving money for Kim.
that works for me.
So
I was about to suggest that because obviously he sees Kim too. So.
yeah.
Like where he yeah.
This feeling does suck.
Some scratching, and then when it started, and they use gases for things like corruption and steel. Just have to.
Yeah, they use this one.
I don't think so. Troy, don't leave yet. Almost time for a meeting. I know I wasn't completely down.
It's already 1 o'clock, Troy. I already have the stream up too.
I don't even know why they made them this small. They should have just put one gummy bear in this pack.
Yeah, I can switch it over to
The time they did
live
that,
meeting any
we're from Denver, and it was
straight up.
terrible. It is 101. Alrighty, let's do it.
Let's switch it over. We're going live. And we are live.
I was wondering where I am, and then I was like, that is me. That's not. It's not me. Okay. Live.
Yep.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the November Anime Detour planning meeting. Forgive me while I'm just trying to pull up our updates. Thank you everybody for joining us here in person. We're here at the Hyatt, our host and partner hotel. And I can find this. Give me a second. Okay. Let's get started. Is there anything from the board, Matt?
We have nothing for the good of the group right now. Things going swimmingly at our level.
Okay, sounds good. So then we will.
No,
No?
this one you speak straight on. But
Oh.
Hope saying speak up so they can hear you.
Oh,
You're not projecting, you're mumbling into your phone.
yes.
Speak
Mumbling.
from the diaphragm.
My diaphragm. Okay, then just give me a second. I'm going to pull up. We'll go through department updates. As always, if you have anything in the chat, feel free to throw that out there. Here in the room, if you have anything, feel free to raise your hand. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to find this email. It's in here. Here we go. All right. We'll go through some department updates that were sent. First, hey, Brittany said she was going to be here. So, Brittany.
She is on the way.
Yay!
She said she left work at like 12:33 to
All
get on the way,
right.
so
Blue hair will be here very soon. Okay, we'll start. We go through Buttons, who is our convention relations. Let's see. Sorry. Buttons plans on working with Kristen after Colossal Con is over, working on an intake form for our visiting cons to fill out. Give them an option looking at Sunday or Monday checkout, so we can still provide that option for those who need it or want it. That way, we don't have folks needlessly having Monday checkout if they don't want to use it. We just had Twin Cities Con. That was a great weekend. We had many artists and vendors looking to be on the email list so that they can apply for 2025. I have a note here, RIP to those of us on jury. Don't know what that means. As well as a good number of registrations and potential new attendees. Colossal Con North is this coming weekend, and then that will wrap up our 2023 conventions. Once that is over, Button's main focus will be on preparing for conventions that will be coming to us in 2024, as well as getting the intake form for staff interested in ambassadoring to apply. Special thanks to Tomo for working so wonderfully on the new banner art. We have 2 new retractable side banners, as well as a new backdrop banner. The backdrop banner just shipped as of this email, so we should have the entire new setup for Colossal Con North. Tomo's done an amazing job. We're very excited to unveil our new table look for the last con of 2023. That is convention relations. Let's see. Update from Remy was our accessibility department. They've just been going over their budget. They're working on a survey to send out to attendees from last year to gauge, hello, Brittany, to gauge accessibility needs. And then they are going to go through some applications, open an eventney, and just trying to gather some staff, as that's kind of a we have had accessibility things in the past had been handled by admin, not really at the level of things that I think that we wanted to have it handled at. So it's definitely a glow up for that department and a fresh start for that department. So we'll be doing that. Let's see here. Scrolling. From Ren, who is our new room parties department head. They have currently 4 submissions for room parties, so we definitely like to get that number up. So they're going to work on some images to send to social media so we can boost the signal on that as registration for those will close at the end of the year. They would like to meet with registration to figure out code for room party host to get their free badges. So be working with Reg and Brittany on that. Sherry from Themes. Again, Sherry's mentioning here that the banners in the backdrop for the ambassador table are complete. Next, Tomo will be working on the volunteers t-shirt. Diane is coordinating with the executive team and artists to begin the art for the badges. I think we still have to just finalize the different types of badges that we had. I think the only thing holding that up on our end that I think we wanted to confirm was a potential press badge. Is that we could tell Diane that we want a press badge, but we want to make sure that we're then going to follow through on setting up that and probably an application process online or at least a social media push for that. So piecing that together. Other projects for themes that they'll be starting are new banners for some departments and new posters for volunteers. Sherry will be sending emails to everyone about the book. Keep an eye out for those. Again, we talked about this in the leadership meeting. Uh, Sherry would like to start the book as soon as possible since the deadline will be earlier this cycle. To meet the printer's deadline of March 7th, 2024, we will need to send the book for proofreading on February 29th, 2024. The proofreading process always takes a week, so the book should mostly be finalized before then. And then also a reminder that the theme's head position is open. Sherry is thankfully filling in for us on a temporary basis. Excuse me. We'd like to find somebody to fill that position, hopefully before the end of the year. Once we shift over to the end of the year, almost all of Sherry's attention is taken up by putting together the book. So we'd really like to have somebody, as Sherry had mentioned in our leadership meeting, handling that leadership role. So if you're interested or know someone who is interested, please let us know. Sherry is currently working overtime at work, and so that's kind of pulling her away from the detour. So she may not be as quick to responding to emails as she normally does. Let's see. And Lee from video. He's working a large international festival today. So he's not able to be at the meeting. No real new updates from Lee. I imagine right around this time of year, he'll start working on securing his video screening permissions and going from there. And let's see if I had any other ones.
Can you talk about convention relations?
I did. That was one of the first ones that
I have
I
a question, chat there, Troy, from Bruce.
backstage press again. Yes. Bruce Levine is our new goodness gracious, what is the name of that position?
Manager or tech director?
Yeah, tech director. Sorry, that just shot out of there. So his question here in chat is, were we going to do a backstage pass badge again for necessary staff? Yes. Yes, we will. So again, that will be a critical area if you don't have reason to be back there. As my tech homies can attest to, there are cords, all various sorts of other things. There's tight areas back there. If you don't need to be back there, it's not that cool of an area. If you don't need to be back there, don't be back there. Yes, Eric?
There's also high voltage. I just want you back there and it's you need to be there.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Can I lick it and see if it's live?
Um,
Yes.
I
Me
can't.
too.
JC.
The example.
You keep the name and you need the email. Contact that to Donna.
Sure.
They don't have an email yet because I haven't created it yet, but it will be Bruce.Levine at Anime
Yeah.
Detour. So again, Bruce, I'll be onboarding you for this meeting.
Sure. Levine. First name Bruce, common spelling. Yes.
Contact to deal with them backstage business.
I'm trying. I don't know how we created that last year.
We made them, we sent them to the printer.
His own printer before, so there was like a separate provider that printed.
I
it.
think.
Last year we just put them through the same people that printed it.
Yeah, I think Kristen designed
It was
it.
like a separate
I'm
thing.
just wondering about because like last year I did to be there for short
Yeah.
couple quick things, but I'm actually really cast of it because
You know, the goal is not.
you know who I am. I just want to
Yeah, the goal is that the people that need to have access to that space have the pass to get back there. So yeah, Krista did make them last year. We can request something through Themes if they have the ability to do that as well. Like I said, we just want to make sure that there aren't more people back there than need to be, so it's not confusing, especially with we have a lot of new staff. So if new staff don't need to be back there or do, um, both either of those are happening to the degree that they need to, or if we have new staff or volunteers badging, they know who to allow that access to. Similarly, for our guest green room, that will follow. Again, we've worked on it in the last couple of years. A fairly, for lack of a better word, strict policy. The people that are supposed to be into that room, we want to have them to have the ability to have access to that room that really is supposed to be an area where the guests of honor are able to go into and unplug, so that they're able to go in there, not have to go all the way back up to their rooms, that sort of thing, that they're able to go in there and sort of get away, so that it's not a place for all of our staff or any number of our staff to go in there and say, "Can I get a few things signed?" That sort of thing. It's really for them to go in there and just either chat with each other, be on their phones, whatever it is that they need to do. So we want to respect them in their break times and not recreate the scene from Ed Santa. Um, so I'm on break. Um, so
I was thinking, different scene than the shot with Santa.
um, trying to think if I do have an update from also from John. He said he is full up. Please stop sending him staff. Um,
Safety is
No,
full on staff for
Joe,
once.
yep, yep.
opposite.
They have twice as many as they need.
Incorrect.
Forgive me. As usual, and that is no shade. Safety is in need of staff. They would like to have some social media posts for recruiting. So I know staffing isn't with us, but we will follow up with them. And department radio requests will be going out at the end of November. So keep an eye on your mailbox for that. If you need a radio, please follow the directions on that. Mm, Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any other ones. Um, I don't see it on Ren's update, but I think it's probably one of the most important pieces of the updating is there's cosplay wrestling. Um, that seems that seems to that seems to have been left out. Um,
They bring in John Cena.
let's see. I do have from Jason who we've separated him. He had been our dance coordinator. We're going to move him into his own department. It's just going to work better budgetarily for that, rather than have him be a line item on somebody else's department. It's going to work better for him to be his own department so that he can kind of present his own vision and things on what he would like to do with sort of the dance and nightlife and things like that. So don't have a department name for that yet, but he's not here today at the meeting. But here is where essentially our dance rave is at. Is the DJ auditions are currently open, and they have 7 submissions so far. As a reminder, the auditions will close December 1st, and Jason will send out a request again to Michelle to get a reminder up on social media before then. The work has begun on a tryout audition process for go-go dancers as well. However, we will continue to work with the Midnight Minxes and the Waifu Squad as well. Um, Andre, who is Jinrei, who ran our K-pop battles last year, has been in touch regarding bringing those back. That should fit into the budget. So most likely be setting up a time to discuss the logistics surrounding that. So I imagine that will involve vice chairs, most likely JC in programming. It's how we worked that last year to try and coordinate all of the bits and pieces of that. Um, so that is Jason. Like I said, he also has some other ideas on some things for Friday evening. We haven't asked him or given him he had been the dance coordinator, so that's kind of what things are still working. He's with the tech group. Yes, Taylor.
Is he still coordinating the band now?
Yeah, I sent out the writer early this morning. Yeah, so I tried to send that to everybody because obviously the success of Acme last year, I realize was due in part to a lot of people. I know that you and Jason were at the forefront of that, so I wanted to make sure that you guys had that. Also, guests, because there's some backstage stuff on there, and obviously they're a guest. Bruce has that as well. Um, the chair group has it, so we're aware of it. If there's any, and I also to Mike. So I think I got it to just about everybody that I could think of that were kind of the primaries on that. But yeah, hopefully you and Jason can work on that together again, like you guys did with Acme on that. And the,
He's coming back.
no, it's similar to that, just well, duplicating the amazing success that they pulled off with Acme, with that similar sort of, yeah, sort of that similar group and structure. So um yes, and Kristen says here, well, somebody is suggesting music event. Kristen suggests music events. Um, Button suggests dance master, and Kristen says yes. Jason is still coordinating the concerts. Jason wants to collaborate with Taylor again, so I was just catching up on the chat stuff. Um, of I think this is all the updates that I have via email of departments not sent emails. Tony from facilities.
Just a quick one. Working on finishing up, kind of modifying rules for this year to work a little bit more with our new liaison. Um, and once I kind of get everything finalized, I'll be sending it out to everybody to be able to fill out. The majority of it's going to be the exact same that you've always dealt with, the turntables, all that. You just don't have a specific section for your rooms, so you need to know what rooms you're in. Hopefully, you all know what rooms you're in. But if you don't, either ask me or probably Troy to learn what rooms you're in. So, you notice anything that's on here that's not correct for a room set? Things more specifically for like UJC. Like I have Greenway AB as a set out. Want to change how greenways are laid out? You just gotta let me know. I can modify that and make that work for you.
The answer is yes to Greenway AV specifically, and then most of the rest are fine.
Okay, well, so just gonna get to know here soon, and then we're probably gonna want to have this mostly tightened up by the end of January.
Okay.
So it's 2 full months for sure. That really should be about time.
Okay.
Put in what they want. But yeah, so that's really all I've got for an update right now.
Are you on social?
Was that clear, folks in the chat, or do you need me to repeat that?
Do you
Or
want
online?
Artist Valley map since we're on the fourth floor?
Yes. Yeah, you want to send a well.
I mean, it's on social tables, but there's like 3 different Artist Alley maps.
Yeah, just send me the map that you've got.
Okay.
That you know is gonna work for you. So.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Let's see. Michelle, did you have anything from social media?
Yeah, once again, 3 days because it takes, I had to do a lot of editing with some posts just because X is limited, so.
Okay.
Editing.
Exercising.
Exercising, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was cussing out my computer the other day, so. Yeah, please give me 3 days to make the post. I mean, again, there's some posts that are more urgent, but I do need to edit some of them just because size limitations.
Okay. For
Be patient.
for the folks online for social media, keep in mind, give Michelle 3 days. She has to resize, re-edit, especially for X. If there is something that needs to go out sooner, she can try to work with you on that. But it's for the re-editing and resizing and the various things like that. If and then going back to facilities, working on the room set stuff will be mostly the same. I'm going to try to get that locked in by the tail end of January, so you have about 2 months on that. Um, let's see. We covered just about everything else. Let's see. Do you have anything from volunteers?
I know not at this time.
Nothing from volunteers. Let's see. Tabby from logistics.
Logistics will be sending out emails, talking with the I'm sure Tom, you guys will be in a separate group chat, figuring out loading dock stuff. If you have any logistic needs, getting into the locker for whatever reason, you can start reaching out and coordinating that with us, taking a look at what's going, what's not going. But aside from that, I'm still looking for volunteers to help with load in and load out. If that's something that interests you or any of your staff, I know usually I have tech helping me, and it sounds like this year I'm having vendor helping me. I can take all the help I can get. So I'll be throwing that out in an email here in the next couple of days, getting everyone involved, figuring out your needs. So if you have anything, send it to me. If you don't know yet, think of something, you can always just shoot me an email.
Okay. Just to clarify or just in case you couldn't hear that online, logistics, if you need to get into the locker or you need to know what would be coming to the con or is not coming, get a hold of logistics. Also looking for volunteers for the load in and load out. Typically they have tech staff and it looks like Vendor Hall will be helping. So if that's something you are able to help with, again, please reach out to Tabby and the logistics team. JC from programming.
But I'm pretty sure yearly and react that we have from last year is coming back and several new ones.
Okay.
I think Tyson Deco's gonna be
Oh, awesome.
pretty sad because he
Right.
here.
Excellent. All right, JC. Right. JC has said that our drum folks will be back this year. We were all sad that they weren't able to make it last year, so their return is excellent. He said most of the acts from last year are slated to be back, and some new ones. And I think that is just about everybody. Is there anything? Oh, I think I saw something pop up on the phone. Might be from staffing, so give me a second.
No, it's just Kristen. It's at least in Discord.
Let's see. Hmm. Okay, well then I think that was everything that I had. We talked about it a little bit in the leadership meeting. Um, one of the things that you'll probably see more, hear more about us talk about, is we have finalized a sponsorship deck for Anime Detour. If you want more information on that, you can come talk to us about it.
Work on the social media post.
Yeah, and then we're going to get that up. We do have some of that up on Eventney. It's not live. It's still in the draft stages. We have to get the rest of the tiers up there, and then we will get that. There'll be a social media push. I don't know that we'll have that as yet as an application through our website. Most likely, it will probably direct people to Eventney to apply through there. Essentially, that will be an additional ability for either corporate sponsorship or other types of sponsorships, an additional type of revenue stream to help support the convention in various ways. Like I said, there's a number of different tiers. Each tier has its different perks. It's nothing out of the normal. It's fairly conventional, no pun intended. Like I said, where we can get that information out to you guys. It's something we finalize. Like I said, we just have to get that up on Eventney so folks can start applying for that once we get that push out on social media. And then again, we had talked about it at the leadership group only because it's directly before this one is wanting to do some more social media push to let people know that Anime Detour is indeed a ribbon game friendly con. Not something yet that we're probably ready to maybe take on entirely as a convention driven game as a number of other conventions do, but just to help kind of promote what it is, how folks can partake in it, that sort of thing, and sort of explain it to, we have a number of new convention attendees that might not be as familiar with it. as they are at other long-standing anime or science fiction conventions, that sort of thing. So it does happen here at Detour. Um,
The big thing that we pushed last year for this was kind of like experimental engagement, and a couple departments have reached out to me and have really cool plans and ideas for like what and how they're going to do to interact with their either parties going to their departments or parties interacting directly with their departments. An example of this is like safety last year, spotting anyone who like did something good or was helpful or went out of their way to support another attendee or the staff itself. The staff, if they notice that, would hand out a ribbon, which is great. Or if they turn something in to lost and found, I've seen that as well. Yeah, essentially, yeah, which is really cute, I think, from
Yeah.
our safety department. So for us, like providing this at the con and within our spaces, this is like us kind of bolstering that within the community and like creating kind of like awareness for our different departments and our staff.
Yep.
So we can do really cool things with that. Email me, reach out to the executive team. Any of us can like support you in like making something cute or cool. And we should probably get those requests in by sometime in January so we can get those printed and ordered. Last year they did some rush ordering for us, which was really nice at no additional charge because it was the first time us setting up accounts. And just so you guys know, for budget purposes in the future, if you guys make something cool or we make a ribbon design and we keep it, it is cheaper to reprint every single year, and then it can become like a yearly thing. If you want to do different things, that's cool too. Just in the grand scheme of things, just be aware it can be expensive. So something in the future we'll probably budget individually. Right now is budgeting off of, I believe, executive budget. So yeah.
I did have one more update that I almost forgot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's possible that I just pay for it on my own pocket and I just get them to what I need. Then it doesn't have to come out of the executive budget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then like I said, we also want to encourage, like from the attendee standpoint, like I said, either to inform people like this is the game, like so especially for new attendees, and also to let people know like Anime Detour is a con to do this at. Like you, it's not just this con, that con, the other con. Like please feel free to bring your ribbons, and do that here. Um, from guests. Guests is going well. They're looking to do all the flight bookings in December. So they'll be connecting with Sky and Kim. I forget which one is working with the guest department, forgive me, to make sure that everything goes smoothly. If you have missed it, we have announced Peachy Sweet, Lucian Dodge, Erica Mendez, Erica Lindbeck, and Brandon Rogers. Um, was there a noise? Oh, okay. Um, I thought there was a thing out there. Um, we still have a bunch to announce. Um, they had a meeting with programming to go over scheduling and panels. Um, there was a few. There were two bullet points that they were working on with them. If you're interested in staffing for guests, please let Olivia know. If you are in that current group chat, you have until the end of the day to reply or react back to Olivia's message. Otherwise, she's going to clear that chat out tomorrow. So guests department can finally start nailing down some information.
Funds other question.
Who are we going through?
There's a number of different vendors we can.
We're currently going through Marco Promos. We have
Yeah.
an account set up.
Yeah, and they have.
Marco
I think to
Promos.
answer the question asked, like, who did you get a hold of on our end?
Oh, email me.
Brittany.
Yeah, email me. I'll help. I can help design them. I can help like modify the graphics. I can send you the links or send you exactly what I need to get the ribbon sized properly because we don't want to order like 4 different widths if it's coming from our teams. They're going to come in like a bajillion different sizes from congoers and attendees, but for us doing it internally, we should probably make them the same standard size. And we're currently sizing them to the bulk orders that we get for the pronoun ribbons, which are those standardized from tabletop gamers in the community.
And our hope is to also get an informative page up on the website. Like, this is the ribbon game. This is how you would play it. And these are some things that you can do, and let people kind of run with that and be appropriate and safe and all that, but use their imaginations. Back to guests. Yeah, I'm not in that group chat, so I don't know if you are in that group chat. If you are, please respond back to Olivia by the end of the day. Otherwise, they're going to kind of hit the reset. Get the known staff into that so they can start communicating through that.
Nice, thanks, Kristen. It
okay.
probably won't be added as ribbon game because there are millions of different ways that
Right.
people exchange these. Ribbon games is just the generic way that Troy is referring to
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
A lot of vendors do it as like an exchange. You buy $50 worth of stuff, you get a ribbon. Some people do them as a trade. When you give them a ribbon, they will give you like one of their three or something. We will add a
Yeah.
page or some kind of content, probably regurgitated and like
Yeah.
reworded from three
Mhm.
different other convention sites in which we create kind of a narrative of what it is.
Yeah. Some conventions have their own ribbon game Discord. It can get very
It gets
expansive,
very
but
collectible.
yep. Those who have confirmed, sorry, that they are staying on guests, please make sure that you have submitted your Eventney staff form. There's
Everyone should do
yeah,
that.
I mean, in addition to all staff, please make sure you're filling that out. I'll cover that in just a second. But as far as the Eventney guest staff, please make sure you have done that. There are still a few of you that Olivia doesn't have or that she does need to approve. So, um, and that as far as for exhibits, um, Olivia hasn't had a chance yet to look at the layout of the map.
Nope, she did. She just emailed me this.
Well, she said she was
Just did
gonna
that.
do it during the meeting, so I've talked long enough, which is always the case. But she's talked long enough, gave her enough time, so boom, done. Um, that is it for the guest update. But please make sure you do that. That's going to be imperative so that um, when Olivia starts going over how to kind of match folks up with their their guest, that we have enough people for their guests, for the totality of the number of guests that we have, um, and knowing that we have that, or do we need to reach out? That goes back out to all departments. If you are in need of staff, please again make sure that staffing has your numbers in terms of um, I still need like 10 more people. We want to know um, the severity of where we're at here. If you are a department that still needs many, many more numbers, um, we're going to do with those social media pushes. We have those contacts at a number of our partner cons. We can reach back out to them and ask about specific areas from their sister departments over there, or do they have general staff that we can um, ask to work in those areas here. If you have not filled out your staff application on Eventney, please do that. That is going to be important for our staff housings and things like that, so that we know how many people. Yes, it's critical that we.
Staff food.
Yeah, the food, and it's going to be critical for all those things. And now we're getting into that. We won't meet again until obviously December, and then it's holidays if you do that sort of thing, and then we'll be on the other side of New Year's, and then it'll be the aforementioned crunch time, and then yeah, then it's on. Um, and then Jerry gets grumpy, and then what'll happen, right? Jerry Jerry gets
From
Jerry
where's he
after
from?
New Year's
Oh,
crunch time.
okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Makes sense.
Um, that's everything that I have as far as updates from departments. Hotura.
Yeah, I have updates if you're done.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry you weren't in the room first. Like I'm sorry.
What?
Never
I
mind.
wasn't in the room.
When I started this,
He
it
started.
was a long time ago when I started talking.
Did you already update
No,
Sally stuff?
no, I have no idea what goes on in there.
Okay.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Artists and vendors have, if not, or like 95% of the artists and vendors have already paid. The map has already been done and filled out. I am super excited to send you guys the map whenever Sherry is ready to retrieve them, which is probably now, but I will make you guys wait just because I tell people. I think I told Olivia and you guys that you guys have until December to get back to me regarding sponsors and everything like that. But just to let you know, vendor side of the map and the artist alley map is basically done. So I'm super excited and stoked about that, and everybody's paid, so we're good to go. So we are basically set. So going forward, starting in December, is all informational emails about Artist Alley and Exhibitor Hall. So there's nothing else that's gonna go in and change. Well, I guess people who are getting onto the wait list. And I'm expecting that wait list to go up real quick because people are going to start canceling Detour because Boston and SakuraCon have yet to send out their acceptance and rejection email.
Are they still the same?
They are the
time?
same weekend as we are.
Again?
So woohoo. Also, we also have another convention, local convention that is at the same weekend too, but I
A
don't.
local one?
Yeah, it's like a novel con. So I don't think we're gonna lose anything from them.
There was a sci-fi fantasy one last
Yeah.
year. Is it this?
Exact same one.
Old guard. They're like 20 years.
Oh, it's like minicon. Yeah, I think they split off from.
Well, someday we won't be on Easter.
Yeah, they've always run on Easter though. They've on purpose. So
Thing.
it's just kind of a thing where.
I don't think we'll lose any artists from them. We'll definitely lose some from Boston because Boston makes a lot of money. With Sakura's up last year, I'm not sure if we'll lose anything. But I know that we did get a lot of more applications due to their up last year. But you know, who knows? At the end of the day, they are still a good moneymaker, and like people want to go there due to the namesake. So, I'm waiting until SakuraCon and BostonCon sends out their acceptance letter before I start setting out the wait list.
A little intern.
Because, you know,
Yeah, I mean that's something we have to adapt around too. So that's
hopefully
totally
we won't be on Easter.
yeah.
Someday.
Someday, gee. James, for registration, obviously, like we said before, figuring out the press badge and the stipulations for that. I discussed with James some of the group registration kind of stuff, and we'll send out like a cute little social media push for that as well because there are some clubs that don't know that we offer group registration, so it's a great opportunity for us to share that. So I'll collab with you on that, James. But otherwise, I don't think. Does anyone else have anything they need for registration? He wasn't able to.
James, when do you need to know how many artists and vendor badges are needed?
I don't know if you were able to hear that, James, but Hotor is wondering when do you need to know how many artists and exhibitor hall badges you'll that.
I honestly don't remember when we put in orders last year, so. To be determined. There's a delay. We need to input
Well,
rollover badges. Okay.
I mean, technically speaking, I can get it to him now, but the number's gonna change.
It
Sure.
could change, yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like 90% of it is going to stay the same.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, James just got set up in Eventany, just like within the last couple of weeks here, so I'm sure we'll be able to like discuss that as well. I just don't know the timelines distinctly. Kristen was saying probably by like January. It's probably when we'll start like some of the order process. So we've got some wiggle room. Yeah. That was what it was last year, is what she's saying. Okay. No, that makes sense. I have no recollection of timelines from last year. So last week is unfortunately a blur. So all right.
I think that's everything that we had for this meeting. Is there anything else out there in the chat or here in person?
when is pizza coming?
Oh my god, I was just gonna ask, but I wanted to. Me too. I didn't.
I skipped lunch.
Anyone in the chat who's here who couldn't make it to the meeting, feel free to email. I'm active in the Discord if you need anything from me. You can always message me there. Most of our team, there's like multiple ways to contact and get a hold of us. And most of the executive team also has the flexibility to schedule additional meetings. We have a couple of things we're going to address in the next couple of weeks to make sure we don't have too many kinks in the hose here trying to move forward. So, what? What?
Um,
It's a gardening thing.
Oh, is it? Oh, I totally. That's wrong. You did it. My language, okay? I don't know items. I'm just no idiots.
if that's everything, then we'll close the meeting. As Brittany was saying, if there's anything else, feel free to. Yes. Oh, that was we'll right? I was going to talk about that. We should be able to get something up about the hotel stuff early this week. We're still finalizing some of the numbers we have. Um, we have stuff. We have our links and everything set up with our two partner hotels, which are the overflow hotels. So obviously, it makes functional sense for us to start with the primary hotel. So the key with that is to make sure that we have everything set up in all of the other areas so that when we release the link that has to deal with the public rooms, that the numbers are correct. That we have everything that we need before we open it up to the public. So we're just filling in a few of those numbers. We weren't able to complete that before the end of the day Friday. So we're hoping
Kristen, good call out. Good call out. Yeah, if you fill out your event in the application, there is a link to the Discord in the application. So it's proof in the pudding. To get to the Discord, you need to have your event in the application filled out. Once that is done, the link is in there in your messages. If there's any issues with it not being in there, we can repin it.
Do we have a, when we say repin it, are you talking like the Discord thing?
Yeah.
Do we have a standard link somewhere that we can give to people who are interested in staff?
We typically we want them to go through Eventany first. If they're interested in staff, they have to go
Right.
through the staffing team. We don't want to bring them into the staffing Discord unless they're
I'm not even just talk about event, like
Okay.
the application.
Yeah.
We have a link for the application.
yes.
Easily accessible, because I
Is
tried
it-
finding it
it's
on
not
the
accessible?
Discord, or
We can pin it. We'll pin it in one of the staffing channels, I believe. That's probably the easiest way to go about it. We should look at getting it on the website as well, because I'm sure there are
right.
other
I tried
people.
finding it on the website.
Yeah,
I tried
or
finding
getting
Yeah,
it pinned on
we'll
our Facebook.
we'll grab that link.
or
We'll pin it in the
through our
Discord so you
social
can just
media.
grab it and hand it out if
Yeah,
you need to.
I assumed it was already. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. That's so silly.
I need to get this one.
That's pretty
yeah,
basic.
Kristen has just posted it in the chat, but keep in mind, when she closes this,
Then it's-
that'll go
then it's
away.
closed, yeah.
If the information is on the website, the best guess is no.
Right. That is true. So yeah, just to close out on that, our goal is to get those numbers finalized with the Hyatt, so we're certain that all of our internal groups have the number of rooms that they will need for their links, so that when we open that up to the public and those sell out, that there is no shortage of rooms anywhere. So once that happens, we will be able to tell the public that rooms will open on this day, giving them enough lead time to prep for that, and then we can open the rooms on that day. So that's how that will happen. Okay, Sid she also posted it in Discord. So if there's not anything else, then we will close the meeting. If, like I said, if there's anything after the meeting, please feel free to reach out to the chairman group or your individual vice chair and let us know how we can help. Otherwise, thank you everyone who joined us in the previous meeting and this one. If there's anything else, let us know. Thank you.
Adios.
Pizza time.
It's always pizza time, but
I know for you it is.
shocked